Hello and welcome everyone to Just Jules. I'm just Jules. Just Jules. Um, Wanted to hop on here real quick for a PSA. I've been thinking about it a lot. I I support Fight the New Drug. Hashtag Fight the New Drug. It's an organization that speaks out against porn addiction and exploitation. It's an amazing group that helps out people who have been victimized and try to encourage other people to stop, to consider before you consume, is what they say. Now, my personal opinion on pornography and porn and strippers and stuff like that, I mean, to each is his or her own. But honestly, I believe it is exploitative. It's degrading. It's not necessarily what it actually is in a lot of circumstances. Because since COVID broke out, human traffickers had to get a little bit more creative because of the pandemic and the isolation. They had to figure out a way to continue trafficking individuals during the pandemic so they can still make money. So what do? They put cameras. I mean, it is so freaking easy to just go into somebody's house and stick a pen with the camera on it somewhere in the house. Or if you leave the house, for longer periods of exploitation, wiring that stuff directly into the electrical. And you just never know who you happen upon that is actually a trafficking victim, because they basically try to say, well, it's just pornography, when it's not. It's actually exploitation and sex trafficking, because some of the victims of it are either drugged or and the faces you see that you mistaken as ecstasy is actually agonizing, grueling pain. Ways to identify online sex trafficking is first, I'm a certified human trafficking prevention consultant. And this is my advice to you. Now, in my own personal situation, I don't have anybody helping me. But I want people to pay attention and really consider before they consume, just like Fight the New Drug's slogan is. Consider before you consume. Now, standard demographics for individuals who are at threat to being sex trafficked include single women with children, and economically impoverished individuals, social isolation or familial isolation, and corrupt government or the state powers that overlook, the whole scheme of things. People who have mental health issues, because the mental health issues can be weaponized and turned against them. So when the person who's being trafficked speaks out on them being exploited, they host smear campaigns to try to dissuade people from believing them. And by saying, well, oh, she's just mental, oh, she has BPD, or oh, she's autistic, or oh, he's schizophrenic, or some other bullshit excuse to try to cover up the underlying thing that's actually happening right now as we speak. And it's happening not just to me, but for people worldwide. All over the world, people are getting trafficked online, and people are mistaking these trafficking sites for pornography or a stripper or people who are willing to take off their clothes. No, me personally, I hate porn. I have always hated porn. I still hate porn. I will always hate porn. When I was with my first husband, and any other guy really, they played it off like it's not a big deal. You know, all guys watch porn. It's just a guy thing and stuff. But I always felt threatened by it. I felt like, you know, why are you watching these people have sex and watching these women roll their heads back in their head, or wear their heads back in their head, roll their eyes back in their head. And I'm, you know, hello, I'm right here. You know, what's the point of you being with me if you're just going to go off and look at all these other women? So I always felt threatened by pornography. I hate it. I don't strip. I am not a prostitute. I am not a sex worker. I'm not a prostitute. I'm not or what any number of things that have labels that have been pelted at me over the past 3 years. I hate pornography. I'm the type of person that if I'm with a man, I want to do it with the lights off. Okay? And I have been single and celibate for 6 years. And I had people talking shit. Now, I want to inform you guys, and I know I don't have, I feel like everybody hates me. I do. I get a lot of hate, and there's been a lot of hatred going on around the internet and stuff. And when I tried to explain my situation to my sister, well, she's my best friend of 33 years, and it was such a humbling experience, you know, and explaining to her, you know, what my feed is and how people are communicating with me and stuff online over this fake profile or wherever the hell I am at online. I don't know. I don't know where this all is streaming to, other than this video that I'm going to upload to YouTube myself on my own personal channel that I started. But anything other than that, I don't know. I don't know how many people have watched me get naked. I have no idea how many people are subscribed to whatever profile this is on. I have no freaking idea. No clue. And nobody has come forward with any information, no links. You know, all you gotta do is copy paste the link and show me where this shit is. Help a girl out. But nobody has, and nobody wants to. And I've just been, I feel like I have more people who hate my guts than I have people who actually care. And it's a has an effect. And even though I'm not getting help in my situation, I want to make sure people are prepared and are equipped with the knowledge to prevent this sort of thing from happening to another person. Because my friend was incredibly understanding of, you know, what was going on. And when I told her about the feed, she's like, well, where are these people talking to? And I did a screen share and showed her my YouTube news feed. And that's where all of these, I get links from people. It's like a group chat. Now, somehow my YouTube news feed turned into a group chat of some kind. I don't know how, and I know how bad shit this sounds. I know. I hear it coming from my mouth, and it sounds freaking bonkers. It does. But it's actually what's legit happening to me. And it took a lot of people online to drill it in my head. Hey, guess what? You're being watched. People have seen you naked. The world has seen your naked butt. Congratulations. And it's just like, oh shit. Now it's just like, you know, you get so used to the abuse and the dysfunction that it's just becomes the new normal. I just had to acclimate myself to the circumstances and adapt to it in order to function even at the base level. And there are some days that are worse than others. It's hard as hell. And feeling like I'm constantly hated on, and seeing all the people who don't believe me, or people who say that I'm a willing participant or complacent or compliant with this is just disheartening. Incredibly, it's disappointing, and it disgusts me because, like, I can't be the only person that people watch that have been exploited. I can guarantee that people have run across at one point in their life somebody who's being trafficked or exploited illegally. And you've got to know what to look for. I mean, I don't expect anybody to help me out. It's been 3 years. 3 years I've been doing this. And 3 years I've been going through this. And I have lost hope for myself, for anybody helping me or believing me and what's been going on with me. And my goal, though, is to educate people on trafficking, especially online. It is incredibly scary because if this shit can happen to me, it can happen to you. And it was easy for them to pull this shit off. Easy. I had no idea, and I don't even know how long people were watching me before I found out. I have absolutely zero clue. And all I know, and that's why I isolated myself, which made me even a bigger target. Because, oh, she doesn't have a support system. Who's going to believe her? And then the people I reached out to for help saying, hey, I think my house is bugged. I think, I'm being exploited online somewhere. And I had people questioning my sanity. Are you sure, Jules? You sound just like your crazy mother. You're being paranoid. Lo and behold, here I am. And it's so discouraging. So unbelievably discouraging to have people who you love and trust not take you seriously and question your sanity when you're trying to be like, hey, I'm hurting. Please help. So I want you guys to know what to look for if you run across anything online. For key things to really watch out for when it comes to human trafficking, because most of the time people focus on the physical aspect of it. They focus on, they focus on the traditional way that human traffickers would traffic their victims. This whole blow up with online exploitation and sex trafficking is relatively new. And with websites like OnlyFans, that you need to have the link in order to find the profile. I tried looking for wherever this is streaming to, or wherever my hell is streaming to. And I contacted them, and they said, I'm sorry, but you need the link to the profile in order to find the profile, and we can't find it for you or look at your facial recognition or anything like that. And that has made it so stupidly easy for people to underhandedly traffic somebody. You can go into somebody's house, and they've got cameras that can fit in the center of a Phillips head screw. They can hide anywhere, and it's so easy, so scary. Airbnbs aren't the only places that you have to worry about. I mean, it's getting to the point where you have to actually worry about your own home, where you live, the car you drive. Now, like I said, standard, demographic for people who are at risk for trafficking: children, as previously stated, those with mental impairments or disabilities, people who are isolated, single mothers, and economic hardship, and isolation as well. Preventing them from leaving or driving or going anywhere, basically trapping them. Now, with people who are online, it's very hard to tell what you're seeing is trafficking, or if it's somebody who wants to have wants to flaunt themselves. And like I said, to each their own. You know, I'm not judging anybody who chooses to do that. That's just me personally. That's not me. That has never been me, and no, no porn for me. And the people that you see on Facebook, the pages that you see that all they have are girls on their friends list, chances are is that that person is a trafficker or looking for buyers. They have all the pictures of all the women and stuff, and scantily clad and whatnot. Those you have to watch out for, because there's a distinctive possibility that they're online trafficking, or they're either looking for buyers or looking to recruit people to sucker them into whatever lifestyle through whatever lie they choose to tell. Another thing to watch out for: if the person is aware that they're being trafficked, and they have a whole shitload of people saying that they're crazy, that they're batshit, that they're lying, that this, take that into consideration. If they say, hey, this isn't happening because of my choice that it happened, or I did not volunteer for this position, it was done to me without my knowledge or consent. Take them seriously. Whether or not you believe them, take them seriously, because in this day and age, you just never freaking know. You don't know. There's women who have been drugged. I remember watching Fight the New Drug had a woman on there, I think Jane Doe number 18. And her story will forever resonate and forever just get me, because, she had, applied for a job, and it turned into hell. And people were calling her a porn star and all this other stuff. And she would have the videos taken down from Pornhub, and someone would re-upload it somewhere else, and it's just like a constant living hell with a constant label. And when you're abused like that, it gets hard, and it causes strain on the mental health. So here you've got somebody who, already struggles with their mental health. You stick cameras in their house, call them crazy, and then discredit them when they speak out on the cameras and stuff. And it just adds insult to injury. They weaponize mental health. They use it against the person who's got the issues. Me personally, I've got BPD, ADHD, I'm autistic, and I've got anxiety, depression, and and a partridge in a pear tree. PTSD, CPTSD. Yeah, I'm the whole freaking alphabet. And I've had all my mental health issues twisted and used against me. Like, oh no, it's just BPD. Or, she doesn't, she's, raging or upset and angry because of her BPD. Oh, just dismiss her, completely invalidating my feelings and stuff. And it's just like, just because I feel strong emotions because of my BPD does not mean my emotions are not valid. There's a lot of discrimination when it comes to people with mental health issues. And I know I didn't deserve what happened to me that caused me to develop the BPD, the PTSD, the CPTSD, but they are my responsibility to take care of. And I have come leaps and bounds from where I was 3 years ago. So, but you guys need to watch out online. Look for signs of abuse in the person, either mentally or physically. Check out and see if do they have the ability to leave the house, or are they financially trapped, or if their transportation was tampered with to prevent them from leaving. Another thing to keep in mind is any visible bruising. Look, if you're watching porn and stuff, look at their eyes, because there is a distinct possibility that they could be drugged and forced to participate in this shit. And like I said, some people mistaken the faces of agony for faces of pleasure. It's just all in how the traffickers interpret it to the other people, to the viewers, to the buyers. Let's see here. Any strange behavior they might exhibit, like if you're watching somebody and they're talking to themselves, maybe, or like if they flat out tell you, "Hey, I'm being trafficked. Hey, this is going on." Another thing to look out for is what people are around them. What are the controlling aspects? What is being controlled in the situation? And it's something that's outside of the person's control. That's something that somebody else is controlling, like the website or any communication that goes in and out from that website. Other things to look out for. Other things to look out for. Changes of behavior, worsening of mental health, depression, obviously suicidal thoughts and stuff like that of the people that you're watching online. If you look into their eyes, you can possibly tell if somebody is drugged or drunk or something. And that's a good indicator. If you come across a website that not many people frequent, but there's a lot of exploitative stuff on it, you might want to consider. I know a couple years ago there was a couple on OnlyFans who got nailed for trafficking. They would take their victims' passports and identification and force these women to participate in sexual acts on camera, and they'd upload it to OnlyFans. Same thing happens with Pornhub, and Pornhub is apparently known for this. So online trafficking, if you notice and you watch somebody and they don't know that they're being watched, and you have to tell them or kind of flag them down saying, "Hey, you're being watched." If they show any indication that they don't know that they're being watched, and you feel like you have to drop little hints in your stuff to give them the heads up, that is a very good indicator that the person that you are watching is being trafficked or being exploited without their knowledge or consent. And had it not been for YouTubers, I would never have picked up on the fact that I was being watched. I just knew before that I was being hurt, and I didn't know from where or who. And like I said, I don't know how long I've been watched in my own home. I don't know how long my phone has been hijacked and going online and, yeah, being recorded and whatnot. I don't know. Part of me, I don't think I want to know. I don't know how I'd react, to be honest. I don't know how I would respond to find out how many people have seen me online without my knowledge or consent. I don't know. No clue. And what's really hurtful is, getting body shamed on top of it, It's like, here I am being illegally watched and, recorded, and being called a stripper, and having a bunch of people turn around and say, "Hey, you're fugly," "Oh, fatty," It's so discouraging. And I might be taken like this all in stride, I might seem casual about talking about it, but it has had an effect on me. It has damaged my mental health on various levels. It has caused me to have serious trust issues. I have a fear of the camera, even though I'm getting in front of it right now. It's kind of like I'm used to it, but it's how do I explain it? Being so alone, surrounded by the world, and it's unsettling because I feel like I'm still alone in my house. I feel like I have privacy, but I don't. If another thing is if you see somebody in the video who is kind of standing back monitoring, kind of like, you better, usually there's like basically bouncers in the trafficking world where they sit and they watch the person getting trafficked to make sure nothing happens to their, basically their merchandise, because that's what people become, merchandise. If you see their news feed, or if you're seeing their phone and everything that goes on their phone, on your screen, watching it, good chance that's trafficking. So check out Fight the New Drug on Facebook. I found them while perusing and trying to get help, and for my own personal situation. But I just wanted you guys to know what to look for when it comes to trafficking victims. And the more people are informed, the more educated people are when it comes to being able to identify it online. And, there's a little gadget that you can get on Amazon that will detect, it's like $40 for me, that will detect hidden cameras and hidden audio equipment in your home. So I would highly advise you getting one of those. Better to err on the side of caution than anything else. So, but yeah, I hate porn. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I think it's degrading, and never in a million years you couldn't freaking pay me enough to take off my clothes in front of people. They had to actually sneak in and put cameras in order to, yeah. So I am at the point where, like I said, I gave up on anybody helping me out in my situation. It's been going on for 3 whole years, and nothing has been done to stop it. But I want you guys to be equipped. So, even though I'm not getting help, I want you to be able to be equipped to help somebody else who it doesn't have the voice to speak out against it. I want you to be able to recognize the signs, the signals of exploitation and trafficking online, because it's easier for these traffickers to put cameras into somebody's house and watch them illegally than it is to go over, grab the person, and go. They had to get creative when COVID hit, and that's what they did. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I know it was kind of a bit of a hard subject to talk about, at least for me it is. Try to be as candid as I can, but I just had it on my spirit to give this message so that maybe someone else out there who can be helped and rescued from a hellish circumstance, you could help save lives. Another thing to look for is if the person is not wearing clothes that are suitable for the weather or time of year. Another thing to look out for. But online, you've got to watch it. You don't know these days. You don't know. And there are so much porn on these websites and stuff, and people uploading their homemade stuff that they market it as something that's, pornographic and consensual, when in actuality it's not. You got to be careful, y'all. Please get yourselves one of those little devices that detects radio frequencies and hidden cameras and stuff. Please do that. Go through your home and do it. Because there are so many people out there who have had the similar experience to mine, where cameras were put in their home and they were voyeured and watched illegally. You have the opportunity to save someone's life today. Don't overlook it. Thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate your time. God bless, and good luck to y'all.